Do what you want, say what you want, but don't talk about my hair, baby. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Infrared. Welcome to the Scott Report. As today I finally bring you an anime review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4. Diamond is Unbreakable. Man, I've been saying over and over, the only thing that I'm more hyped for is Boku no Hero Academia coming Sunday than for this anime right here. And I've always been up on it. I've always been a fan of the JoJo series back when they had the Dreamcast game and nobody really knew what it was back then, but I did my research. I mean, Part 1 came out, I was hyped. I felt like I was on an island because no one was hype about it with me. You know, Part 2 came out, it began to pick up a little bit of fan base. Part 3 came out and then it got picked up by Crunchyroll and everybody was up on it. And it's still a sleeper. It's still some people right now that you ask them, are they watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? They're probably not, and they're really missing out on a series that is so hype. Diamond is Unbreakable is the name of this series, and I'm gonna give this series a diamond before it even starts. Now, I've read the manga, but only about halfway through, and this is just gonna be a wild ride. If you like Part 3, you're gonna love Part 4. It's shaping out to be one of my favorites already, just from what I read in the manga. And by this first episode, this was a phenomenal first episode, people. I mean, the hype is real with this series. The animation is setting itself apart from everything else with the vibrant colors and everything. It looks like it may be using a little bit less budget than it used in Part 3, but at the same time, it fits with this world, you know, with the kind of with the heavy accents on the yellow and all the colors. And the music, oh my god, the music, man, the music, that dun 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 dun. You know, that's back, but it got a little bit of remix now with a little J-rap in it. I really hope that's going to be the intro music, or I hope we at least get some version of that track when it comes out. I can't wait to download it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the episode, and I can stop fanboying about it, because that's going to happen a lot through these episodes of JoJo. I really want to do a live react. I'm just not set up for it right now, but if I could, I mean, I would. And I'm gonna tell you something, I watched this episode while I was on my lunch break today. That's how hype I was for it. I didn't even wait till I got home, and I watched it again when I got home. So without further ado, let's get on to the episode. It's Part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It takes us to our new setting, which is the town of Morioh, and the time frame this time is 1999, so that's about 10 years after Part 3. And as the episode starts off, we cut to a scene of, it looks like a female who is cooking some breakfast. You know, she's making a ham and she's making the eggs while the radio guys, you know, pretty much giving you just regular radio stuff. And then we cut away from the person that we can see making the breakfast, and there's still a little bit of censorship there because that hand is a severed hand. And there's blood coming from it. The blood drips down, and it gives us our title, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it kind of gives you the idea of the tone this series is going to have. It's definitely going to be bizarre. It's definitely going to be a wild ride. It's almost seinen like the type of vibes that we're going to get from this series. So after we get the title, and what a hell of a way to start, we see the man. We see Jotaro Kujo, now all clean and white. You know, he got a different hat now. His hair is a little bit less rugged. And he's in a car with the driver, and he's actually going into Morioh Town right now to investigate something. And as we get into the town, we meet one of our first main characters by the name of Koichi, and he's kind of nervous. This is a high school kid. It's his first day of school. He's a freshman, and he's walking, and then bam, just out of nowhere, he just falls over. It just feels like he hits a brick wall, but he actually runs into Jotaro, because you gotta remember, the Joestars, they're some big boys. These guys are like 6'6", 6'7". They're muscular. They got swag. So, you know, and this kid looks like he's really little. So, you know, bumping into him, you know, his bag fell out and everything. Then, you know, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And Jotaro says that he's looking for the Higashikata family for some reason there. And he's looking for directions on how to get there. So Koichi, he explains, you know, it's a bus route you can take to get there. While this is going on, of course, being in high school, here comes the bullies. So bullies come along and they kind of push Koichi out the way. Kind of punk him a little bit, and they go over to another kid because, you know, bullies pick on the weak. So they go over to another kid who's over there by a pond messing around with a turtle that he says, even though he's scared of it, he did what he could to try to help it because it was just getting out of hibernation. So they kind of clown him a little bit. They laugh at him, but he gets up and they kind of back up a little because this kid's really tall. So they back up a little bit and they take his ID. They see his name is Josuke Higashikata. And this is our main character. And this also rings a bell to Jotaro, who finds out that Josuke is the person that he was looking for. Now that he has a Higashikata in his possession, he doesn't have to look for the house. He's found what he's looking for. So the bullies continue to ridicule him, do some classic bully stuff, run your jewels, give me your money, give me your coat, give me your pants, give me your shirt, hat. You know how they do it. And he's really apologetic. They're asking for his money and everything. And he's just like, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, senpai, I should respect you guys. I'm sorry, here you go. And that only pisses the bullies off. Like, why are you being so nice? Just straight up slaps Josuke. And he just takes it. He's just like, okay, I'm sorry. So they're like continuing to bully him. Like, give me your money, give me your clothes or whatever. And while you're at it, look at that stupid hair of yours. And just like that, this kid goes from being nice and apologetic to having a dark aura around him. And just his whole demeanor just changed as he says, what you say about my hair? So, the bully is baffled. He's like, what? I said, what'd you say about my hair? Takes a swing at the bully, and when he takes a swing, we see an arm or what looks like a stand come out. So it really, like, a light bulb really goes off in Jotaro's head at this point because he found who he's looking for. This person has a stand. He's a stand user. So Josuke wrecks this dude with his stand and disfigures his face. And just walks away like it's nothing. The aura goes away. He goes back to his timid self and back to his business. But he picks up the turtle because before this happened, the bully took the turtle and smashed it to the ground. Sorry I didn't add that. And he picks the turtle up and the turtle's healed. Not only that, but the mangled face from the bully is now fixed, but his nose is now in a different position. And everybody's baffled about how that can be done. But Jotaro knows something's going on. So after that's done, he heals the bully's face. He heals the turtle. Jotaro goes up to Josuke and he basically explains who he is. He says, I'm Jotaro Kujo. I came here to find you because you are the son of a man by the name of Joseph Joestar. Joseph, this dude is in his 60s and he was still out there getting women and getting out there having kids. I mean, that's another thing about the Joestars. They're really big guys. They're really muscular guys. They got swagger out this world and they keep some chicks around. Because this dude is about 60 and we find out that Josuke is the son of Joseph. So that makes him Jotaro's uncle, which is kind of weird. So he explains to Josuke that he's in town because Joseph owns like a realty company now. And because he is the son of Joseph, he's in the will. So he just came to say, if anything ever happens, you're part of the will and you'll get a cut of his investment. So Josuke, we see a different personality from him. We see a really apologetic and a really nice and kind-hearted person in Josuke as he's saying, tell my father not to worry about me and my mother. We'll be okay. And while he's apologizing, here comes some chicks because again, those Joestar boys, they keep some chicks around. They're all fun. They're like, oh, it's Josuke. Oh, hi. Which pisses Jotaro off. He says, scram, get these ladies out of here. They can talk about your stupid hair later. Don't say anything about that hair, man. So once again, we see that dark aura come around Josuke as he's saying, what you say about my hair? And even Jotaro backs up a little bit. He's like, whoa, bro, I'm not talking about your hair. I said they can talk about your hair later. He don't want to hear it. He goes into his blind rage. He swings at Jotaro as well. But Jotaro, he evades it. And he ends up behind the kid because he actually stopped time. But he still took a little bit of damage because his hat was mangled. So whatever Crazy Diamond did, it did take some type of effect because even though he swung at Jotaro, we do see Star Platinum. Star Platinum came out because this is the fastest stand in the land. They tussle a little bit, but it looks like Crazy Diamond is overwhelmingly strong and it looks like it's fast as well because it was able to land a blow on Star Platinum. And if Jotaro wouldn't have stopped time to get behind him and then decked Josuke to get him back to his senses, he probably would have died, or even worse if something like that would have hit him. But again, Jotaro does explain that he hasn't had to stop time since he fought Dio. So that's real big. That's huge to see how scary that Josuke is going to be in this series if he's able to put Jotaro against the rope, who is the man right now after everything that happened. So after the fight's over, you know, they kind of reconcile, and Jotaro tells him, you know, come meet me later. You go to school, go finish your day, and come meet me later, and we'll talk some more. So while that's going on the other side of the street, we see a couple walking, and then they bump into another tall, dark, mysterious looking man. And that man goes back, he grabs the male of the couple by the shoulder, and it kind of cuts away from that. We don't see what happens, and then they go on to explain that this man's name is Angelo, and he is just a straight up scum of the earth killer. They say at the age of 12, this guy was raping and robbing people at the age of 12, and he went to juvenile hall because his kills and whatever he was doing just kept getting worse and worse and worse and more gory. So he went to jail for 20 years. They actually tried to execute him, and that didn't work. And once we get that backstory, we find out that Jotaro has been tracking him down, and he tells Jotaro and his friend, you know, stay away. He tells Josuke and his friend, stay away from this guy by any means. If you run into him, just run. Don't try to fight him. Don't lose your temper, because you're probably gonna lose. So they go on about their business. We skip ahead a little bit in the day as again Josuke and his friend are coming out of school, and what happened with the couple just happened across the street from them. And as they're walking home, you know, Kyoshi, he says that he wants to know more about Jotaro because he just had like this strange feeling that something is going on in the town. You know, Josuke is not really cool with it. He was like, you know, I don't want to be a part of something if I'm someone's love child. I just want to leave it like that. I like my life the way it is. But while they're going home, they see a police car speeding away, and, you know, being kids and want to find out what happened, they go run to the scene to see what's going on. As they're running away, the screen cuts out, and we can see the corpse of the lady who was with the gentleman, all mangled on the ground. So who knows what happened to her. I'm pretty sure it was Angelo that did it. So they chase the cop car into a scene where a guy's holding up a store, and he has a lady hostage, and he has a knife. He's telling everybody to get back, stay out the way, or I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Just get out of the way, let me go. And he was like, you over there with the stupid hair. It's like, haven't we learned about talking about this dude's hair already? So Josuke goes over, you know, the aura's over him. He's walking real manly, like, what did you say about my hair? And the guy has a lady hostage in front of him. Josuke guts the guy through the woman. So the fist with the knife went through both of them. And he pulls it out, and the lady's okay, because we find out that Crazy Diamond's ability is to revert things back to its original form. That's how when the turtle got smashed, it went back, the shell and everything went back to how it was. And not only can it revert things back, it can rearrange things as well. That's why he changed the bully's nose after he punched it. And if you remember the trailer from this series, he found the torn up piece of paper on the ground, and when Crazy Diamond grabbed it, it put the paper back to its original form. So we're going to see a lot of intricate things with the stands in this one. They're going to be more than just, you know, vessels to fight. They're all going to have unique abilities, and depending on how smart and how intelligent the person is with using these, they can be beyond broken. And I can tell you, once we get to the main villain of this series, if you thought Dio was bad, man, wait till you meet the villain. And of course, I'm not going to spoil anything. But anyway, not only did he heal the girl after he punched through him, he also put the knife that the robber had inside his stomach. You know, he tells him, you might want to go to the hospital and jail to get that fixed, because that's where you're going. The cops come and take this guy away, but as they're taking him away, a blob type of stand comes out of his mouth, and it's a sentient stand. It's a stand that can talk, and it pretty much scolds Josuke, saying, you know, you ruined my plans. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna stalk you until I kill you, basically. And they kind of brush it off and go on home, and the little stand evades into the sewer, and we just cut away. We get back to home. Jotaro is actually trying to call Josuke, and we see Josuke is at home. His mom's telling him, you know, what are you doing? Get on the phone. He's brushing his hair like, yeah, I'll get the phone. And he talks to Jotaro. And he tells him he wants to talk to him because he didn't get a chance to meet with him. So he wants to tell him about everything that's going on. And that pretty much segues to the end of our episode as we see Josuke's mom outside. And, you know, she's just doing some gardening, looking around in the garage. And we can see Angelo creeping around saying, so that's that punk that was at the store. And he has a pretty hot mom, too. And going by that backstory, we know what this guy's about. So his mom's in danger. But we also get an introduction to his mom earlier in the series, which I also forgot to mention. I apologize for that. His mom's about that life. I mean, she's walking, and it was some guy that was trying to hit on his mother. And he was like, come on, baby, get in my car. I'll take you anywhere you want to go. She said, anywhere? Like, yeah. She grabs his face and just smashes his face into the car mirror. And a cop pulls up and he's looking at the cop like, yo, bro, did you see what this lady just did to me? And the cop's just like, well, you called her a crazy bitch and you kind of deserved it. Oh yeah, by the way, that's my daughter, so I'm gonna let you off with a warning. So we also get introduced to Josuke's mother and grandfather in this series. And again, at the end, we have Angelo outside and we see that same stand that got away come around his shoulder, and that takes us to our to be continued. We get that rocking beat again in the background, and you know how things are on animes. We didn't get the opening or ending in this episode, but we definitely will next week. So I can't wait to see if they're gonna go old school and give us an 80s, 90s, 70s song again like they did with Walk Like an Egyptian or Roundabout. And I really can't wait to see what the opening music is going to find out. But yeah, that was the episode in a nutshell, and it was a crazy ride. And I can't wait to get into the series. Now, part 4 is longer than part 3, so I know Stardust had 48 episodes, so this one will probably have 52 to cover everything up, and it's probably going to be split into 2 cores. I think I read that it's going to be 39 episodes. That probably gets split to 39 and 12. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, holler at me in the comments. Let me know what you think. Did you love this episode as much as I did? I know the hype is real and it went past my expectations. I was expecting to enjoy it, but I wasn't expecting to enjoy it this much, or maybe actually I was, but I'm just taken back by how hyped this episode made me. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. If you like anything I had to say, go ahead and drop a like in the comments, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and subscribe. Also on the queue today, I have a review for Terraformers, but I'll get to it in my review. And in addition to that, tomorrow I will be bringing you a review of Kiznavier, which is a new series by Studio Trigger, to see how that goes. And Sunday is that Boku no Hero Academia greatness that everybody has been waiting for. I know, especially me. And this is just the start of the anime series. There's some things I haven't even watched yet, and this is just day 1. And there's some things that haven't even came on yet, like Joker Game. So it may be some things to get dropped and something else to get picked up in its place. But either way, you can count on your boy to bring your content. So thank you very much for watching again. That's all I have for the Scott Report today. It's your boy Infrared signing out. See you soon.